6 News anchor Alyssa joins us now live from TF Green with an update on those delays and cancellations. Alyssa, what do you have?
Most travelers I spoke with here are relatively calm, saying the storm is not directly affecting where they were or are heading to in Florida. However, people say if they're not being affected directly, then they know someone who is. Cousins Roberta Polinsky and Lucy Ripa are heading to West Palm Beach, Florida from TF Green International Airport.
My concern is we have a smooth ride and that we're getting home on time.
Hopefully that we're going to get off on time and get home safely.
Yes.
And I just hope everybody else stays safe.
Their main concern is a safe flight, but both say luckily the storm isn't expected to hit where they live. Polinsky says her children who live in Florida evacuated to her home in West Palm Beach.
Yeah, my granddaughter works in Tampa, so she came home today to Lake Worth. The other one's in Orlando. She's coming today, I think.
Floridians explain if you are not affected by Hurricane Idalia directly, it's likely you know someone elsewhere in the state that is bracing for the storm's impact, like Massachusetts resident Victor Alves, who has a friend along the West Coast.
Last time he lost power for like a week, and this time I hadn't a chance to call him yet. I probably will call from Florida.
And traveler Maureen Kay, arriving today from Orlando, says she's grateful to now be away from Idalia.
When we were on the tarmac, it was a 45-minute delay. There was like maybe 5 planes ahead of us. But, you know, you just want to get home. You want to get away from the hurricane.
Wednesday, some travelers recalling the devastation Hurricane Ian left behind in 2022 and hoping for the best.
When they say evacuate, evacuate. Because, yeah, you know, people, they lost a lot. It's really hard.
Flights to Orlando and Fort Lauderdale are going out as normal as of right now, but a 6:15 flight to to Tampa, Florida, has been canceled. For now, in Warwick, Alyssa Azara, ABC 6 News. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alyssa. A focus on our schools at 5 o'clock. Students moving into their dorms at Tufts University yesterday had to find their own way after upperclassmen resident assistants went on strike. The United Labor of Tufts Resident Assistants Union voting to authorize a strike if Tufts University in Medford didn't meet their demand for better compensation. Currently, RAs only receive room credit, but the union wants to add free meals and a stipend to the supervising position. No deal was reached before move-in day yesterday, and that's what caused the strike.
It's a job that a lot of students who are on a lot of financial aid take as a way to, help afford to pay for school. And so we believe that, a modest stipend is, particularly for a university that's as wealthy as Tufts, is a, beyond reasonable ask.
In a statement to our sister station WCVB, Tufts University said it was prepared with a move-in day contingency plan for the strike. The statement read in part, "We believe that a room and board plan both aligns with our values as an institution and is in line with the best practices and industry standards across higher education."
Now to national political news at 5. Drug manufacturers now being encouraged to negotiate with the federal government for widely used medications. In this initial phase, the White House is proposing Medicare negotiate with drug makers to lower the cost of 10 popular medications. This includes medication for blood clots and stroke prevention, among others. It's estimated Medicare could save over $98 billion over 10 years. Here's the bad news, though. If the plan survives legal challenges, seniors are not expected to see any savings until 2026.
Still to come on ABC 6 News at 5. A first-hand look at the devastation Idalia is bringing to Florida and Georgia.
And what, if any, impact will it have on us here? Jeff will let us know. You're watching ABC 6, Southern New England's trusted news source.
I'm Good Morning Providence anchor Tara Azak. For all your news on the go, your local weather forecast updated every 10 minutes
into the rest of the week,
and real-time traffic conditions. It's everything you need to know before you head out for the day. Watch Good Morning Providence weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
Motorcycle accidents happen fast.
The car came out of nowhere.
Put me in a hospital. I called a lawyer that knows motorcycle law.
D'Oliveira and Associates.
They got me way more than I thought I'd get.
Problem solved.
Call D'Oliveira and Associates on the Hurt Line right now.
Competition is getting hot.
Thursday, Generation Gap has juniors and seniors breaking a sweat.
Give us the first name of this famous Simmons.
Simmons frizzy hair.
Kelly Ripa hosts Generation Gap, Thursday on ABC.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Lease an all-wheel drive Santa Fe for $259 a month or get 3.29% APR or $2,500 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Anything can happen in college football. Your team could go from unranked to dynasty mode in just a couple years. The only thing that's a lock is the great offers from DraftKings. So we're getting new customers in on the pageantry, traditions, rivalries, all the action, with $200 instantly in bonus bets. All you gotta do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app with the promo code and bet just $5. You're guaranteed to score in an instant. The crown is yours.
Getting beautiful windows with Pella is easy.
And we were confident because Pella offers the Pella Care Guarantee, which covers the product and installation. They perform over 7,000 quality checks in a typical hour.
They really take pride in what they do.
Like us.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. See life-size animatronic dinosaurs, walking dinos, baby dinos, and so much more. Starting September 8th in Providence. Tickets are flying fast. Buy in advance at JurassicQuest.com.
The insurance companies know the name, the Oliveira and Associates.
Aggressive, powerful.
They got me almost $1 million.
A good lawyer shouldn't cost you more. They should get you more.
Call the Oliveira and Associates on the Hurt line right now.
Little bit of sunshine.
Good morning, America.
Idalia making landfall along Florida's Big Bend Gulf Coast early this morning as a Category 3 hurricane with winds up to 120 miles an hour.
The storm quickly weakening to a Category 1 hurricane as it moved inland. Idalia flooding streets, toppled trees, and caused power outages for hundreds of thousands. Here's ABC's Aika Jachi.
Idalia making landfall along Florida's Big Bend as a Category 3 hurricane. The storm bringing life-threatening storm surge and other catastrophic impacts along the state's western coast. The National Hurricane Center says the storm briefly strengthened to a Category 4 before weakening as it made landfall around 7:45 Wednesday morning near Keaton Beach. Idalia bringing with it powerful winds clocking in at 125 miles per hour. In Perry, Florida, those strong winds snapping trees in half. In this video, you can see collapsed fences and downed trees blocking roads. In Tampa, Idalia's storm surge causing all kinds of debris to wash up along the shoreline. And in Clearwater, the streets underwater. Officials there telling residents who ignored the mandatory evacuation orders to limit their water use due to severe flooding straining the city's stormwater system. Governor Ron DeSantis confirming the storm knocked out power to hundreds of thousands.
Utility workers are actively working to restore power in all affected areas.
The storm battering the barrier island of Cedar Key. A resident who rode out the storm there estimating 50% of structures are underwater.
It looks like Allen Tower, downtown commercial district, is underwater.
Officials say residents there could see up to 13 feet of storm surge, warning that the danger isn't over.
From fallen trees, from down power lines, standing water, you don't know what could be in those waters.
This as Idalia sets its sights on Georgia and South Carolina, facing their own threats of flash flooding and high winds.
The impacts of this storm are being felt throughout the southeast. Federal teams on the ground are going to continue to work with the first responders in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina to get people to safety.
Tampa's International Airport is now open for arrivals only, and officials say full operations should begin by 3 a.m. Thursday morning. And as of now, Governor Ron DeSantis says there have been no confirmed deaths. Aika Jachi, ABC News, Tampa.
And now, your ABC 6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Jeff Benson.
Well, the storm is now a tropical storm. It has been downgraded from that hurricane status. It's 40 miles west of Savannah, Georgia. The wind's down now below, again, that Category 1 threshold. It is at 70 miles per hour. It continues on that northeast, then becoming due east trajectory over Charleston, Myrtle Beach areas. It's still going to be bringing a lot of rain, some wind, some surf conditions, because you have to remember that it's a tropical system where the wind's counterclockwise rotating, and so that east wind, that onshore flow is going to be coming in. So while not the same degree of storm surge inundation that they had across the Big Bend, again, you heard the reports 12, 13 feet, you're still going to be getting some coastal flooding from this storm system as it moves out just south of the Outer Banks, and then it heads in an odd path eventually. National Hurricane Center has it going right over Bermuda, in fact, as it stands right now, although there is a lot of wiggle room there because there's not going to be any strong steering winds with this storm. Fortunately, it's not looking to regenerate into a hurricane for now, but that could certainly change. We go from Tropical Storm Idalia to Hurricane Franklin. Franklin kind of impressively outlasting Idalia. Idalia was a very quick moving event. Tropical storm, hurricane, major hurricane, and then weakening right away because it was moving at a pretty nice clip. This storm has been moving a little bit slower, still northeast at 12, 13 miles per hour. That's not all that bad, but it's still got that very well-defined eye. It's now starting to enter cooler waters, though, and that's when it starts to lose that steam as it continues to race off to the northeast over the weekend. We'll have rough surf from that probably through later tomorrow. That's when our high surf advisory expires. So the cold front that came through today, again, brought a few showers, nothing really all that noteworthy, but it is going to be bringing us, or its departure will be bringing in that much more comfortable air. We're going to have a big ridge of high pressure settling on in. And the cold front is what really helped to sweep Franklin away. It's the high building in that's going to suppress the remnants of Idalia to the south and keep that storm away. Not only do we not see any clouds or rain from it, but we're just left with beautiful wall-to-wall sunshine during the day on Friday. Most of tomorrow is a mostly sunny day. There's a little cold front that's going to come in late Saturday, maybe brings a little bit of cloud cover into Sunday morning, but Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, the sun comes back and it starts warming up significantly. Tonight, 61, partly cloudy and breezy. We're looking at cooler, less humid conditions all the way down to around 60, 61 degrees here in the city. Northwest winds 10 to 20, as high as 25 to maybe even 30 miles per hour tomorrow. We've got that big ridge coming in. When it sits over us, we're not going to have a lot of wind, but as it comes in and you've got that deep low pressure right offshore, you're going to kick the wind up along the east coast tomorrow, upwards again, 25, 30 miles per hour at max. We have a full moon tonight, folks. How about that? The blue supermoon rising at 7:35. The next not blue moon, but blue supermoon is going to be all the way in 2037. And we'll have good viewing conditions with the conditions clearing out tonight. It is a pretty good looking 7-day forecast, if I do say so myself. 70s the next few days, and again, cooler, comfier air. And then we start to warm things up as we head into Sunday, Labor Day Monday, and the middle of next week, where we have an outside chance of hitting our first 90-degree day or recording our first 90-degree day at TF Green. It's pretty impressive that it hasn't happened yet. We go back to the 60s the last time that we didn't have a 90-degree day at all during the season. So we had that one little, you probably remember that one little period where we had that heat advisory for a couple of days there. We did feel like the 90s, but it didn't officially hit 90. So it's a pretty rare stat, I would say, and it would be quite interesting to hit it in September after going the whole summer without it.
That's what I was about to say. If we're going to hit 90, we do it in September and not in July or
Random.
August?
Well, the last time that we went this far without hitting 90 degrees, it did happen then in September. So it'll be the second time that happened. Pretty cool stuff.
Strange coincidence there. All right, thank you, Jeff. Still to come on ABC 6 News at 5, health officials preparing for a trifecta of infections this fall. What you need to know.
Plus, we'll break down what a new report on the economy could mean for those interest rate hikes.
Get your out-the-door forecast with me weekday mornings starting at 5 a.m.
What are you doing out there?
Taking the scenic route. I know this looks like a summer blockbuster, but this is a Nissan sales event tag. With 5 drive modes, this Nissan Rogue gives the performance of a lifetime. Now comes the real star of the show.
Now get a low $309 per month lease or get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
Frankie's International Bistro believes that great food starts with the best ingredients. They source organic ingredients from the finest local and international producers so that every dish is memorable. Whether you're in the mood for a hearty house-made pasta dish or a succulent grass-fed steak, they have something for everyone. Experience dining at the next level with friends or with family. Everyone will leave with a smile. So make the right choice for dinner tonight. Frankie's International Bistro. Something for everyone.
The stakes have never been higher, and no one is more experienced than Gabe Amo to represent Rhode Island in Congress. President Biden chose Gabe Amo to be on the front lines, tackling the most pressing issues of our time: gun violence, the climate crisis, reproductive freedom, and protecting Social Security. Getting things done. Gabe Amo, trusted by President Obama and President Biden, the one with the experience we need now.
I'm Gabe Amo, and I approve this message.
We always say, son, Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
They only pay for what you need.
That's my boy. Stay off the freeways.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Getting the right new windows with Pella was simple. Our dedicated Pella advisor was a godsend.
We had confidence in Pella. They sold over 5 million replacement windows and doors.
So we knew our local team would be on top of every detail.
And the installation was done in just a day.
Sail away on the Black Island Ferry. Take a trip back to carefree times. Leave today, Black Island awaits you. Just leave your troubles behind.
Your Black Island getaway starts as soon as you board. Enjoy the ride on our traditional or high-speed ferries from Point Judith. Visit blackislandferry.com or call 866-783-7996 for more information.
It's a new spin on Dancing with the Stars. Coming this fall to ABC, Disney Plus, and Hulu.
This week, tracking severe weather systems and tornado threats, plus the shifting heat wave, where high temps are breaking records. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television, World News Tonight with David Muir.
In consumer news tonight at 5, economic growth in the second quarter slowed, and that's a good thing as it relates to inflation. According to the Commerce Department, the GDP rose 2%. Analysts estimated it was going to be right around 2.4%. Now, this 2% number is a good sign that inflation is weakening. The Fed has indicated more rate hikes could be coming if the economy does not slow down.
The labor market could be starting to cool down. ADP reports a sharp pullback this month after months of robust hiring. ADP says private companies added an estimated 177,000 jobs in August. That's about half the gain from the previous month. The Bureau of Labor Statistics August report will be released Friday. Economists expect the U.S. to have added 170,000 jobs.
Flight attendants at American Airlines voted overwhelmingly to authorize union leaders to call for a strike. And by overwhelmingly, we mean more than 99% of members voted for the strike as they seek a pay raise, which they have not gotten since 2019. Now, the vote does not mean a strike is imminent or even likely, as federal law makes it extremely difficult for airline unions to go on strike legally. This vote comes on the heels of the pilots at American, at the airline there, avoiding a strike earlier this month, seeing their pay bumped up by more than 40%.
Meantime, 11 people on a Delta Airlines flight hospitalized after undergoing severe turbulence. A spokesperson for the carrier says the flight from Milan had 151 passengers and 14 crew members. No word on anyone's condition. The FAA says the plane was roughly 40 miles away from Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport when that shaking started. Delta issuing a statement thanking the first responders, saying, quote, "Our priority is taking care of our customers and crew who sustained injuries." Just ahead on ABC 6 News at 5:30, a Bridgeport woman facing a laundry list of charges after police say she barreled through multiple pedestrians while under the influence. Well, we know tonight about the victims.
Plus, martial arts students jumping into action to save one of their classmates after he collapsed during a class. Those stories and much more coming up on ABC 6 News at 5:30. Before we get there, though, a little peek outside Skycam on what has now turned out to be a pretty decent Wednesday afternoon. Thurber's Ave southbound traffic, moderate volume, but all in all, not too bad as cars make their way south on 95 there by Thurber's. 95 north, though, much different story. Again, all bunched up there on the approach from Allen's Ave as people make their way over to 195 east. and certainly up to 95 north by the state offices, exits 146, and by the Providence Place Mall, where it's usually slow going at this time. ABC 6 News at 5:30. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Corporate Image Apparel has been branding apparel and supplying specialty products for over 40 years. We make things simple, from word preparation to application. Whether it's embroidery, screen printing, or promotional products, our highly experienced staff can make it happen. We have supplier relationships with industry favorites, along with major brand suppliers. Check out our website at ciainc.com or visit our showroom at 596 Airport Road in the Industrial Park. We make you look good.
Getting beautiful windows with Pella is easy.
And we were confident because Pella offers the Pella Care Guarantee, which covers the product and installation. They perform over 7,000 quality checks in a typical hour.
They really take pride in what they do.
Like us.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Make the most of summer with a new Toyota.
We want the gray Tacoma.
Gray Tacoma coming in hot.
On it! Highlander Hybrid.
Highlander Hybrid on the double hang.
Here we go. That red RAV4.
Run a red RAV4.
Hit the deck.
Now that's how you holler.
Right now, you could save up to $2,300 with affordable 3.99% financing on select Highlander models. And every Highlander comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. See life-size animatronic dinosaurs, walking dinos, baby dinos, and so much more. Starting September 8th in Providence. Tickets are flying fast. Buy in advance at JurassicQuest.com.
Warwick Tree Service provides safe and professional service for all your landscape and tree management projects. From tree removal and ground management to land clearing and stump grinding. Our goal is to provide our customers with the highest quality work at an affordable price. Call Warwick Tree Service today. Our team will help safeguard your home or business from unnecessary damage and can provide additional outdoor living space for your family.
Hello, this is Kyle from Warwick Tree Service. Give us a call today for a free estimate.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, ABC 6 News at 5:30.
Tonight on ABC 6 News at 5:30, several people, including children, injured by an out-of-control vehicle in Connecticut. What we know so far about the driver. Plus, students in a Massachusetts martial arts class jumping into action to save their classmate who collapsed. And the latest efforts by a top-level Trump staffer to get his Georgia election case moved to federal court. We'll get to those stories in just a few moments, but first tonight at 5:30. Tragedy on 295 this morning. A person dies after crashing into a tractor trailer. Thanks for joining us at 5:30. I'm John DeLuca. ABC 6 News reporter Yanni Tregelis picks up the story from there.
This was the scene Wednesday morning on 295 in Attleboro, as traffic was brought to a near standstill for several hours after a car crashed into the back of a tractor trailer, killing the driver inside. The deadly crash happening just before the 295 and 95 interchange at 6:30 this morning. The sedan hitting the back of a market basket trailer and getting lodged underneath it. It took several hours to get crews in place to lift the truck and be able to pull the car out from underneath. And both lanes of travel were closed for more than 3 hours as first responders reconstructed the scene. The delays going back several miles with only the breakdown lane open. Wednesday's deadly crash, the second this week in the Attleboro area, after a driver allegedly hit and killed someone on 95 northbound Monday afternoon and then fled the scene. The driver of the tractor-trailer involved in Wednesday morning's crash did remain on scene and was seen speaking to police.
That was Yanni Trigueros reporting. A Bridgeport woman is facing several charges after police say she drove into a group of people. Crystal DeJesus is charged with DUI, reckless driving, endangerment, risk of injury to a child, among other charges. This happened on Sunday night in Connecticut. And according to police, she hit a parked truck before riding up onto that sidewalk and hitting another parked vehicle. 6 pedestrians, including 4 children, were hurt.
And it was determined that the operator was traveling north on Central Avenue, lost control of the vehicle and went up on the curb, struck some pedestrians and two parked vehicles. Thank God that it didn't end in fatality.
Now, as far as the victims in terms of their condition, according to police, they were all treated for non-life-threatening injuries and released. New tonight at 5:30, a 55-year-old arrested in Coventry for not registering as a sex offender. According to Coventry Police, its Special Victims Unit has been investigating Michael Palangio for the last 2 months because he was in violation of his duty to register. Palangio is a level 1 sex offender. He was arrested and arraigned yesterday and released on $5,000 personal recognizance. A martial arts class in Plymouth taking a dramatic turn. 3 off-duty first responders were in this class when their friend George collapsed. Officers David and Donnie Ross alongside firefighter Nick Robbins quickly sprung into action when they realized that their friend had no pulse and was not breathing. Ross ran to a nearby workout facility to get a defibrillator, while the other 2 began CPR. They were able to save their friend and expect him to be back in class as soon as doctors clear him. Now to our focus on your health at 5:30. A trifecta of infections are looming this fall. Now, having said that, for the first time in the U.S., vaccines for the flu, COVID-19, and RSV will all be available. All 3 of those viruses are expected to circulate in the country over the next few months. A senior White House official expects COVID-19 to have the biggest impact. An updated COVID vaccine is expected next month. Shots for the flu and RSV are already available. All right, let's get checking the forecast now. Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Benson joining us live in the Weather Center. Show of hands for anyone who has high hopes for this forecast that you're telling us about. And that's good when the Chief Meteorologist agrees, puts the hands up. But Jeff, it is sounding unbelievably good for Labor Day weekend.
Top tier, John. I'm not going to call it top 10 because then we get into arbitrary things. You know, do I like 80 better? Do I like 70 better? It's top tier. It's about as good as it gets. Just take my word for it. Skies beginning to clear tonight. Low humidity incoming. We've got a beautiful stretch of weather into Labor Day weekend. And then you get both slices of the pie here. It is heating up next week and could be our first 90-degree day at the airport for the entire year. That would be crazy, but it has happened before. It is not completely unprecedented, but very rare to be waiting until September to get your first 90-degree day. Yeah, it has felt over 90 at times this summer, but those days have been on the fewer side. There are your temperatures right now, and hey, it's been a struggle to get to even 80 degrees lately, but we did get there this afternoon as the skies began to clear. A little cooler out towards the Cape, but also more humid. So getting kind of the worst of both worlds out there. Very uncomfortable tropical air, but you look at the left side of the screen, we have that dry air on the way beginning to build in behind the cold front. About as dry as the air gets for the summertime months as we head into tonight, tomorrow, Friday, and even Saturday. And it's okay, it's comfortable on Sunday, but it's starting to trend into that sticky category by the time we get to Monday and Tuesday of next week, coinciding with that warmer air. There are your observations right now. A couple of showers out at the Cape. That is it. That is all she wrote. We've got, again, high pressure building in and a beautiful stretch of weather on the way. We still are getting some rough surf from Franklin churning just north of Bermuda. That's the worst we're going to get of it. Fortunately, Idalia not bringing us any impacts as well, but we will give you the latest on that coming up and the complete 7-day forecast, John.
I look forward to it. Thank you, Jeff. Now to an ABC 6 News follow-up at 5:30. The Rhode Island Midnight Basketball League will be holding its championship games tomorrow night. The Greater Providence YMCA running this event as part of an effort to prevent gun violence and impaired driving. The games serve as a safe space for people 18 and older. At 6:30, the state police will take on the Providence Police Department, and then at 8, 2 teams from the Almost Pro Division square off. The games are played over at the Kent County YMCA. Well, a 76-year-old Warren man has a new court date after he was set to be arraigned on a murder charge in the death of a fellow elderly resident at a nursing home in Warren. Robert Hill now has a status conference set for November. His attorney cited incompetency today in Providence Superior Court. Now, Hill, you may remember, was indicted on 1 count of murder earlier this month and the death of an 81-year-old man at the Crestwood Nursing and Rehabilitation in April. The victim's name has not been released. Hill was deemed incompetent to stand trial after a court appearance back in May. Checking in now on the Patriots. Cut-down day for the Pats saw a few surprises yesterday, but today many of those players reportedly returning to the team. A day after the Patriots let go of both of their backup quarterbacks, Bailey Zappi and Malik Cunningham. Both of them were spotted today on the practice field, and reports are saying they're both returning to New England on the team's practice squad. Now, nothing official has been announced at this point, but reports are saying 14 players have been brought back to the team. ABC 6 sports anchor Ian Steele will have much more on this coming up for you tonight on ABC 6 News at 6. Now to national news at 5:30. Buster Murdaugh, the son of disgraced South Carolina attorney Alec Murdaugh, speaking out after his father was convicted of killing his mother and brother. After 24 days of testimony, it took jurors just 3 hours to reach that guilty verdict. Alex Murdaugh was sentenced to life in prison.
Did you ever go there and say, maybe it's possible that he did this?
No, because I think that I hold a very unique perspective that nobody else in that courtroom ever held, and I know the love that I have witnessed.
Alec Murdaugh is appealing his double murder conviction. He's also agreed, though, to plead guilty to stealing millions of dollars from his legal clients. Well, a federal judge could soon decide whether former Trump White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows can have his case moved to federal court. Here's Justin Finch.
In Atlanta, Fulton County prosecutors and attorneys for former Trump White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows closing in on a deadline to respond to a federal judge's order. By 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, Georgia District Judge Stephen Jones expects replies from both parties to a key question. The judge asking if at least one of Meadows' actions with state election officials falls within the scope of his chief of staff role. Would that entitle Meadows to move his case to federal court as he requests? Meadows testified Monday that he does not believe anything he did was outside of his duties.
So, Mr. President, I'll turn it over to you.
But prosecutors argue Meadows' arranging of this January 2021 phone call between Trump and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger was political activity, which is banned under the Hatch Act for federal employees like Meadows.
So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes.
Trump and Meadows are among the 19 defendants charged by the Fulton County DA with trying to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia. Many of them are expected to be arraigned next week, including former Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani. In a separate civil case for Giuliani, a D.C. federal judge awarded a default judgment for Georgia election workers Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss after the judge said Giuliani repeatedly ignored evidence discovery requests. The mother and daughter sued Giuliani, saying he falsely accused them of tampering with election ballots.
Ruby Freeman and Shay Freeman Moss and one other gentleman quite obviously surreptitiously passing around USB ports as if they're vials of heroin or cocaine.
Giuliani recently admitting those statements were false. And the judge said a trial held later this year or early 2024 will determine how much Giuliani will have to pay in damages. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come on ABC 6 News at 5:30, the latest developments in Ukraine as the war-torn country and Russia hammer each other with a barrage of missiles overnight. Plus, we'll hear from U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo about her continuing high-level talks in China.
This week, stop and shop for great deals. 80% lean ground beef or I-round roast are $2.99 per pound with a digital coupon. Coca-Cola mini cans 10-pack are buy two, get one free. Plus, now get locked-in savings for weeks. Look for our new deal lock tags throughout the store. Stop and shop. Feed the moment.
Do you need to restore your home or business after a disaster? DAI does that. And here's how we do it. DAI's certified technicians are highly trained and use advanced restoration and cleaning procedures to get your home or business restored quickly. Using state-of-the-art technology, you get the highest level of expertise and exceptional customer service. DAI Restore is family-owned and has over 40 years combined experience. Call us 24/7. When disaster's at your door, call DAI Restore.
Here at Superior Comfort, they treat you like family.
Superior Comfort Inc., a trusted family-owned business with years of experience in cooling, heating, and cleaning the air you breathe.
If you need ductless units, geothermal, electronic systems, standard air conditionings, we work on all of it.
An on-site custom metal fabrication shop gives Superior Comfort a step up, along with their top-notch training and customer service.
And I've had quite a few customers where it's more than me getting a 5-star review. They actually saw all your effort.
Superior Comfort Inc.
There's a reason why we're superior and we do things the right way.
There's a lot of candidates for Congress, but one really stands out. Democrat Aaron Regenberg. Working families and unions back Aaron because he's delivered for working people time and time again. Environmentalists are with Aaron for taking on big oil. Local elected Democrats and national leaders like Bernie Sanders also endorse Aaron Regenberg because he has the record of winning tough fights for us. Aaron Regenberg, the proven progressive. WFP National PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
They only pay for what you need.
That's my boy. Stay off the freeways. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Getting the right new windows with Pella was simple.
Yeah, when renovating a drafty old house, it can be hard to find great people.
Our dedicated Pella advisor was a godsend.
We had confidence in Pella. They sold over 5 million replacement windows and doors.
So we knew our local team would be on top of every detail.
And the installation was done in just a day.
Mom, the kitchen sink's broken again.
I wish Pella did plumbing.
Hurry, replacement windows are on sale now. Schedule a free in-home consultation for details.
This week, stop and shop for great deals. Chicken drumsticks or thighs are 99 cents per pound. Tostitos or Ruffles are 3 for $9 when you buy 3. Plus, Nabisco family size Oreo or Chips Ahoy cookies are buy one, get one free. Stop and shop. Feed the moment.
Now to our continuing coverage of the war in Ukraine. Overnight, dozens of Ukrainian drones striking a military base in Russia. Russia also launching its own barrage, hitting Kyiv in what Ukrainian authorities called the most powerful attack on the capital since the spring. Ukrainians are used to Russian attacks, but the wave of Ukrainian missiles hitting Russia are part of a new large-scale attack, including hitting Moscow. These strikes come just a day after Russian mercenary leader Yevgeny Prigozhin was quietly buried after his death in a plane crash last week. In other news now from around the world, U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo continuing her high-profile visit to China. Secretary Raimondo stressing the importance of a stable U.S.-China economic ties during a meeting with Chinese political leaders. This happened in Shanghai this morning. Secretary Raimondo also stopped at Shanghai Disneyland on the final day of her visit.
We were able to clarify in the first meeting that we are not targeting China. We're targeting certain behavior. We're targeting actions and behavior which undermine U.S. national security, and we sought to begin clarifying our procedures.
Secretary Raimondo's trip to Beijing and Shanghai follows recent visits by 3 key Biden administration officials before this, including Secretary Blinken, Yellen, and Kerry. Now to news about our changing climate. Ice melting in Antarctica now threatening the existence of penguins. Researchers found 4 out of 5 emperor penguin colonies likely had no chicks survive last year. Emperor penguins rely on stable sea ice attached to land for nesting and raising their chicks. But in 2022, the sea ice broke off from land much earlier in the year, and that likely contributed to chicks drowning or drifting away from adults and then starving to death. The report suggests if this trend continues, about 90% of emperor penguin colonies will be quasi-extinct by 2100. Also, experts are becoming increasingly concerned about the disappearance of fireflies from the U.S. and other countries. According to Firefly Conservation and Research, it's not clear why they're vanishing, but scientists have a couple of theories. They say fireflies thrive in marshes, fields, and forests. Environmentalists believe the development of these areas could destroy their habitat. Now, another factor they say could be light pollution. Since fireflies use their glows to communicate at night, artificial light could make it difficult for the ethereal creatures to receive such messages. Still to come on ABC 6 News at 5:30. Jeff taking a look at that all-important Labor Day forecast, and wait till you see it, by the way. It is looking really, really fantastic. Plus an update on the search and recovery efforts in Maui after those devastating wildfires.
Watch Good Morning Providence weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
Need a standby generator? Leave it to Kevin. Kevin Kurt is the authorized dealer for brands such as Generac and Briggs & Stratton. Let their generator division give you peace of mind this year. Need extensive electrical work done for your home or business? Call Kevin Kurt Electrical. Kevin is fully insured and licensed in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Leave it to Kevin to get the job done right, fast, and at a fair price. So put down those wires and leave it to Kevin. Kevin Kurt Electrical. Call now.
Instantly. DraftKings, you spoiling me now with these big payouts. Retired NFL smart guy Ryan Fitzpatrick. Break it down for us.
Just place your bet, and the bonus bets instantly appear in your account. Like magic. Like Fitz magic.
That's too much magic. It's too much magic.
Want to turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours.
No time for bookkeeping? Haven't filed taxes for years? The experienced team at High Class Bookkeeping and Tax Services will take on the stress while you focus on what matters most. Visit us at www.highclassvc.com to schedule a free 15-minute consultation.
I'm Sabina Matos, and I approve this message.
Our freedoms are under attack, and for Sabina Matos, it's personal. Her daughter could have fewer rights than we did. That's why, as our lieutenant governor, she fought for stronger protections for abortion rights, helped expand reproductive health care. Sabina Matos is the only candidate pro-choice groups trust to fight for reproductive freedom, for her daughter and for all our daughters. Join us on September 5th. Vote Sabina Matos, the Democrat we can trust to fight for us.
The perfect talent to drive your business forward with BJ's Temp Service, Southern New England's premier supplier of labor. BJ's Temp Service provides a large network of labor across a variety of industries, including seafood processing, warehousing, manufacturing, housekeeping, and more. Simply let BJ's Temp Service know the skills you need, how many workers, and how long the assignment is, and they handle everything. Effortlessly hire top talent for your next project with BJ's Temp Service. We take the stress out of hiring. Call BJ's Temp Service today.
College football is back. A huge top 10 opener.
This one comes with a lot of anticipation.
LSU, Florida State, Sunday at 7:30 on ABC.
And now, your ABC 6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Jeff Benson.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful day as we see improving conditions outside right now. But let's start down south with Idalia, which is now a tropical storm. It has been downgraded, will likely remain a tropical storm for the foreseeable future. Northeast movement at 21 miles per hour, sustained winds within the storm at 70 miles per hour. Has yet to go, looks like it's going to split the difference here between Charleston and Myrtle Beach, then heads just south of the Outer Banks out into the Atlantic. Sort of meanders around, not going to be very strong steering winds. So the storm is sort of at the mercy of the other weather features and players around it. And again, there's just not many of that. It could go directly over Bermuda as a tropical storm. Much too soon to say. As you can see, the cone of uncertainty gets much bigger by that time frame into next week. But it's not going to affect us here in the Northeast and Southern New England in particular. Franklin is doing that, but indirectly, it is directly impacting Bermuda with some of the outer bands right now. They are getting rain and wind lashing them, winds still of 105 miles per hour. That is moving northeast. This is a great path for anybody, especially in the Canadian Maritimes, because a lot of times these storms come up and slam into them. This is just going to continue to weaken, although still giving some pretty nice winds here, 50 miles per hour as a post-tropical system heading into the weekend. But away from southern New England, excellent news there. But we still do have the high surf advisory through the day tomorrow at the coast. Take a look at those rip currents. They are moderate for most. The outward-facing Cape will be featuring high rip currents tomorrow. You need to make sure to swim between the flags with a lifeguard that can see you, and be very, very careful if you are not an experienced swimmer. So there's Franklin right here. This is Dahlia right here getting ready to emerge back out into the waters. East flow has already begun to kick those waves up for them, but we're getting just the outer swells that have moved all the way northward from Franklin over the last few days as it has continued to churn at a fairly slow pace. So right now we're looking at, again, 4 to 8 foot waves, some swells. I've heard from some folks down in the Port Judith area where a lot of surfers like to go. They've been seeing some 10, maybe 12 foot swells. So those are some scary waves right there. You got to be very, very careful this evening and into the day tomorrow. But good news, as we head in towards the weekend, the surf should reduce nicely. Good news because we have some nice beach days planned for the Labor Day weekend holiday. So there are the two storms. Franklin gets brushed up with that cold front. Sort of misses the train, does Idalia, so it's just kind of left to its own devices here to just kind of churn around, and the high pressure should continue to suppress it south as we get nice sunny skies in here for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Weak little cold front comes in late Saturday, maybe a few more clouds into the day on Sunday, and then we're back to the sun. And the warm-up then commences. 61 tonight here in Providence. Partly cloudy, breezy. The winds will start picking up behind this front. 10, 20 miles an hour out of the north. Lower humidity and much more comfortable air coming in as we head into tomorrow. 74, mostly sunny, great day. We've got a supermoon tonight, folks, and it's not just any supermoon. It is a blue supermoon, and that doesn't happen very often. The next one coming up 2037. So enjoy it tonight with some pretty good viewing conditions. Beautiful 7-day forecast, if you ask me, and a little bit of something for everybody. You want that fall feel? You've got tomorrow, maybe into Friday morning. Then if you want, pretty comfortable temperatures, Saturday, Sunday. And if you want the warm summer stuff, you've got next week, Labor Day through Wednesday. John.
It really does look fantastic. Thank you, Jeff. Now to an ABC 6 News update at 5:30, 3 weeks after the deadly Maui wildfires decimated the historic town of Lahaina. Maui officials are declaring their search and recovery mission nearly complete. Authorities confirming the death toll remains at 115 people, with 388 still unaccounted for. As the people of Hawaii continue to mourn the catastrophic death and destruction, President Biden announcing today $95 million from the bipartisan infrastructure law to help prevent future wildfires.
I directed my team to do everything we can for as long as it takes to help Maui recover, rebuild in a way that respects and honors Hawaiian traditions and cultures and the needs of the local community.
Hawaiian officials say the next phase is working with the EPA for hazardous waste removal. And once the area is deemed safe, a return to Lahaina will begin for residents and business owners. Still to come on ABC 6 News at 5:30. After 2 years apart, shelter workers were able to reunite this pup with his family. The incredible story when we come back after the break. Stay tuned for your local news coming up on ABC 6 News at 6.
Martial arts is my passion.
I work out whenever I can.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it can be tough.
Now I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, so you can have clearer skin and noticeably less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Sail away on the Black Island Ferry. Take a trip back to carefree times. Leave today, Black Island awaits you. Just leave your troubles behind.
Your Black Island getaway starts as soon as you board. Enjoy the ride on our traditional or high-speed ferries from Point Judith. Visit blackislandferry.com or call 866-783-7996 for more information.
When your health is on the line, it matters that Westerly Hospital has over 300 physicians, plus access to hundreds of specialty programs affiliated with Yale School of Medicine. It matters that we offer advanced treatments for everything, from kidney stones to bladder and prostate cancer, and specialize in minimally invasive surgical procedures as well as digestive health disorders. Because having access to the very best is what matters most. Westerly Hospital, with the greatest of care.
The right new windows with Pella was simple. Our dedicated Pella advisor was a godsend.
We had confidence in Pella. They sold over 5 million replacement windows and doors.
So we knew our local team would be on top of every detail.
And the installation was done in just a day.
You think life is short? Football is short. The regular season's just 18 weeks. That's it. So cherish every over and under before it's over on FanDuel, with live betting on every NFL game. Because before you know it, a cold night at a Buffalo Bills game will just be a cold night in Buffalo.
Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets and get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
This week, tracking severe weather systems and tornado threats, plus the shifting heat wave, where high temps are breaking records. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television, World News Tonight with David Muir.
After more than 2 years of being lost, this bull terrier is back home with his family. Panda, the bull terrier, was found by workers at an animal shelter in Kansas, some 500 miles from home. Thanks to Panda's microchip, they were able to find his owner. The 7-year-old left home one day with their other dog, but for some reason, Panda never came back. And no one can say exactly how he made it all the way to Kansas. While Panda was skittish with the shelter workers, they say once he saw his family again, he brightened right up. That's going to do it for ABC 6 News at 5:30, but first a look at what's coming up tonight at 6. A look at how neighbors rushing into an apartment complex in Providence to save people inside. Plus, how Idalia will impact our forecast. Those stories and more at 6.
Stay tuned for your local news coming up on ABC 6 News at 6.
When I decided to go back to school, I was worried about how I was going to juggle work and my family obligations. New England Tech made it easier in every aspect. The transferring process was easy. You come here and you meet people that are just as passionate as you, and it's so easy to get motivated and stay motivated. I'm at the finish line and I'm ready to go into my career, and this school has completely prepared me for that.
110 Grill, the perfect spot for lunch or a night out in Providence. Located downtown, 110 Grill offers delicious signature drinks, awesome apps, giant sandwiches, and specialty entrees in a modern, relaxed atmosphere. Our kitchen is certified allergy-friendly, and our entire menu can be made gluten-free. Go to 110grill.com to plan your visit or sign up for the loyalty program for special rewards.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. See life-size animatronic dinosaurs, walking dinos, baby dinos, and so much more. Starting September 8th in Providence. Tickets are flying fast. Buy in advance at JurassicQuest.com.
Summer is ending, but the savings are endless at Bob's Discount Furniture. And this Labor Day weekend, I'm throwing a summer send-off celebration with 6, 12, 30, and 60-month financing options and new everyday low prices on highly rated living rooms, best-selling bedrooms, stylish dining sets, and of course, my world-famous Bobapedic mattresses. Plus entertainment and yummy treats for the kiddos. It's gonna be great. Great indeed, Balloon Bob. So join the fun at my summer send-off celebration this Labor Day weekend in all my stores.
At Taunton Federal Credit Union, we make banking easy by offering financial solutions designed with you in mind. We offer a full line of deposit, lending, and convenience services, including our mobile app, which gives you access to your accounts 24/7. TFCU, banking made.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source. ABC 6 News at 6.
Tonight on ABC 6 News at 6, a Providence man arrested for allegedly stabbing a co-worker in the throat.
Plus, the highest-ranking American clergyman ever charged for sexual abuse now has his charges against him dropped, while the judge says he cannot be tried.
And a troubling new warning about the coyote that mauled a woman outside of her apartment in Fall River. We'll get to those stories shortly, but first tonight at 6, an arrest made over an alleged arson case involving a massive fire in Douglas Ave early this morning. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm John DeLuca.
And I'm Tiffany Murphy. Tonight, 2 people are in the hospital after jumping from the 2nd floor to escape those flames. ABC 6 News reporter Daniel Coates has the latest on the investigation.
The apartment complex above Uncle Ben's Liquors on Douglas Ave stands as a skeleton of what it once was. Deemed a total